Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Today, I'm going to show you how to cook using our products. But before that, I want to talk about something. This is natto. This is one of the oldest traditional Japanese superfood. I know lately the word superfood, maybe it's overused and everything has been becoming little by little superfood. But what qualifies to be called superfood? To be something to be called superfood should be demonstrate to have some kind of good effects for the body. So it could be due to the high protein content or nutrients or vitamins. In our case, natto is awesome. Is one of the best Japanese fermented superfood because basically it has everything. If you look at the protein content, the protein is formed by something called amino acids, and the body needs basically 9 amino acids. Those are called the basic amino acids. Where natto has 21 amino acids, so it's over the basic amino acids. So the protein profile of natto is amazing. Another thing is that natto is basically fermented soybeans. Uh, to make natto, you apply a bacteria called Bacillus subtilis bar natto to the soybeans, boiled soybeans, and you let it to ferment for some days. And after that, it becomes natto. So what happens during the fermentation is that the protein, the natural protein of soy, becomes even more easy to assimilate by the body thanks to the fermentation. So it's natto not only has the soy protein, but it has the protein transformed in a way that is easier for a body to use. So it's called bioassimilation. The bioassimilation is much better. Another wonderful thing that happens during the fermentation of soybeans into natto is that some nutrients that were not present in the soy appear thanks to the fermentation of Bacillus subtilis. One of those nutrients is an enzyme called nattokinase. And one of the effects of nattokinase is that it has been deeply studied. One of the effects is that it can help to dissolve clogs in the blood. And it also helps to soften the arteries and the heart wall. So it helps to improve circulation. Another thing that happens is that during the fermentation, natto develops a high content of vitamin K. So natto is the highest vegetable source of vitamin K and K2. So, for example, for people who are following a vegetarian diet or vegan diet, they know it's difficult to get vitamin K because basically vitamin K is a result of the animal products. So, for example, dairy products, milk, cheese, that kind of thing. So, if you are following a vegan or vegetarian diet, it's difficult to get vitamin K. You only can take vitamin K supplements or eat some vegetables like green leaves vegetables, but the content is not high. But natto is the highest source of vitamin K1 and K2. So that's another thing. But the most important thing about this superfood is the bacteria itself. As many of you may know, Japan is one of the oldest cultures in the world, and they are especially rich in fermented food. A lot of traditional Japanese dishes are fermented food dishes. For example, miso, for example, soy sauce, for example, pickles, and among them, natto is one of the most powerful probiotic superfood. Well, but there is something about natto. The bacteria of natto, the Bacillus subtilis, in this form, when it's the natural, freshly made natto, the bacteria is alive. So if you can imagine the bacteria like this, a kind of tiny microorganism, it's moving in the natto. And it does a lot of wonderful things. For example, once inside your intestine, it helps to regulate the intestinal bacteria. And by regulating the intestinal bacteria, by regulating, I mean, it helps to increase the amount of good bacteria, and it helps to decrease the amount of harmful bacteria. By doing that, it helps to reinforce, it helps to support the immunity in a natural way. So that's one of the amazing things about the natto bacteria. Also, it aids with the digestion, food digestion, and it also helps with the intestinal walls maintenance. It helps to reinforce the intestinal walls maintenance. So thanks to these bacteria, you can not only digest better, but you can only assimilate better the nutrients of your food, and also help to regulate the microbiome. But there is one problem with this tiny bacteria. This bacteria is awesome, and it does incredible things as long as it reaches the intestine alive. The problem with this bacteria is that in raw natto, these alive bacteria die at the contact with the gastric acid. You know, our stomach is full with acid, and this acid function basically is to kill microorganisms to don't cause any kind of harm to our body. So this natto bacteria, when it enters into the stomach and it's in contact with the gastric acid, it's killed in some minutes. So that's the problem with natto. If you eat a lot of raw natto, you are taking the protein, you are taking some of the vitamin K, but almost all the natto bacteria is going to die. So that's kind of a pity, because that's the best part of natto. So knowing about that, our company, Sonomono, improved the way to eat natto and create this natto powder. It's a little bit like the product that the other company was showing before. By using freeze drying technology, we turned that natto into this fine and easy to use powder. And what is the advantage with this powder? Well, the advantage is that thanks to our process, this bacteria, this natto bacteria, makes something like a natural serum called a spore. So with this spore, this natural spore, the natto bacteria is protected from the gastric acid. So what happens is that it reaches the stomach, it enters in contact with the gastric acid, nothing happens, pass through the stomach, reach the intestine, and then in the intestines, thanks to the adequate temperature, water, moisture level, and nutrients, the bacteria breaks out the spore, makes a new body, and multiply as crazy. So it's easy to say that, but it's difficult to demonstrate. So one of our company's milestones is that this last year, we made a video to demonstrate how the natto bacteria in our natto powder compared to the natto bacteria of regular natto don't die in contact with the gastric acid. So if some of you are interested in that video, you can send me an email or you can send me a message and I can show you that video that shows how to use it. Well, but here we comes to the food demonstration part. It's good to have natto, but to be honest, if you are not Japanese, I know a lot of people from the US are watching this program today because we are having the JVREX US version even this month. So even for Japanese people, it's difficult to think every day how to eat this, right? So let's be honest. It's slimy, so if you like slimy thing, it's okay. But the most striking point is the smell. I mean, for people who don't know natto, it's very, very difficult to describe what is the smell. But it's a very, very strong smell. Could be stronger than aged cheese. So thinking how are you going to eat every day is kind of difficult. If you want to eat natto with your steamed rice, with plain steamed rice every day, all the year, it's okay. But some people want to eat something different, right? Like you don't want to eat rice every day, every day, every day. Maybe you want to try something else. So you need to think a lot how to use the natto. And that's one problem. So another problem is, for example, is that if you live in the US, maybe you don't eat rice every day. So I think you should have, or maybe you have a different diet. Maybe you eat fruits. Maybe you drink smoothie every day. Maybe you eat cereal, or I don't know. But for example, for people like me who like to drink coffee, to think about to put this into my coffee is impossible, right? So there is no way I'm going to put this into my coffee. So for people like that, people like me who don't eat rice every day, I live in Japan. I love Japanese food and I eat Japanese food a lot. But sometimes you want to eat something else. For example, like every morning you like or you want to drink your coffee, then you can use your natto powder or natto powder. We have two versions of natto powder. I'm going to show you. This is called mild and this is called regular. Uh, we also have these versions. Uh, those are Amazon exclusive version, but I think with this one it's easier to understand what we are talking about. The mild one has less smell than the regular one. The regular one has a strong smell, like natto. So this is not a bad thing at all, because, for example, this one has a lot of umami. So you can mix with food, and the food is going to taste better. It's going to enhance the flavor. But this one has less smell. So the advantage of this, for example, is that when you want to have a kind of mute flavor, when you don't want the flavor to overwhelm your food, you can use the mild version. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So for example, you take 1 teaspoon of the mild one, and for example, you mix it a little bit. After all, this is not a gritty powder. It's very, very fine, so it mixes very well with anything. And then you prepare your coffee as you do every day. And after that, you just pour your freshly mix. And then you have here, you can say, natto coffee. So this is a very, very good way to start the day. But for example, if you are busy and you also want to eat something else, for example, I'm going to make, in Japan, they call tamago sando, but I think something like egg sandwich or something like that. But it's very easy. You just put your whatever you want on a piece of bread, and then you use this one, the regular one, the savory one. So you have your toast or whatever, and just sprinkle, and that's it. So in less than 2 minutes, you have your breakfast ready. So you're ready to go. Of course, it also goes very well with regular Japanese rice. But for example, there is something else about this one. This one is very, very popular for Japanese parents in Japan, because as the smell is less powerful than regular natto, you can mix with rice and the taste is kind of mild. So it's very, very good for baby food or for toddlers or for kids who are not accustomed to natto. So basically, if you eat with rice, you are going to have just a very mild, very, very mild hint of natto, but it's actually very tasty. Oh, for example, for for people who have kind of digestive problems, who are constipated frequently, just by adding this to your regular diet and by eating it every day, you're going to do wonders for your digestion. So it's very, very easy to use. Basically, the way to use is unlimited because, for example, if you want to make something tastier, like pasta, like curry, like, I don't know, for people who live in the south of the US, for Cajun food, or for seafood food, or for that kind of things, you just need to use this one, the regular one that is plenty of umami. And for people who want to eat something like a salad, and for example, you can mix with your regular salad dressing, or you can also uh, you can also mix with your yogurt, or regular yogurt. You soak it and add and mix, and you're ready to go. Or with your cereal, or for example, something interesting that we received once a comment from one of our US customers is that he's vegan and he likes to eat soup, vegetable soup frequently, but it doesn't have taste because it's difficult to add taste to something that has just vegetables. You need to add something like chemical, or you need something like fish, or that broth is difficult to get flavor. But he said that he adds this one, the mild one, he gets umami in his vegan food, so that customer is very, very satisfied with the umami one. And finally, this product was featured, well, those three products were featured in NHK Japan as the evolution of natto, because it's the next step to natto. So finally, we also have these that are the natto capsules. What is innovative about the natto capsules is that they are pure natto. I mean, it's the same natto that you have here, but it's freeze dried and green and encapsulate. So you are taking natto in the most pure way. So, for example, for people who are busy or who travel frequently or have to go to work, you know, it's impossible that you bring this one for your lunch, right? And even if this one is very, very good and very, very tasty and very, very useful, you cannot bring it every day to your work or something like that. So if you want to enjoy natto in the most easy way, you just need to bring the capsules, the natto capsules, and they are very, very tiny, very, very easy to swallow. So that's something that people complain before, like, well, capsules are very, very big, are very, very difficult to drink, but these ones are very, very tiny. So they are very easy to drink. And for people who absolutely don't like natto smell, it has natto smell, and actually I like natto smell, but for people who absolutely don't want to know anything about natto smell and natto flavor, the capsules are wonderful. So you just need to take 1 or 3 capsules every day, and basically you are giving to your body billions of natto probiotics in a single dose. So you have like kind of lot of convenient ways to use your products. We have the natto powder, the regular, we have natto powder mild, and we have the capsules. So all these products are available for sale on the US. And something interesting, something important we would like to highlight is that, for example, our product package, the English one, uh, the package and instructions are have been tailored to comply with the US FDA regulations. So, for example, some problems sometimes with products is that they are in Japanese, and when you sell them in the US, the information that you use in Japan is different to the information that should be state in the package in the US. So that's a problem. However, the US version of our package have all the information tailored to comply with FDA regulations. So I think that's a big plus for the importer. I think it's a big plus for people who want to sell our products on the store right now. They don't need to go to extra paperwork. They don't need to do extra research. They don't need to adjust our Japanese levels or Japanese package to American package that is very, very costly. I think people who are in the US know how much expensive is to do the correct translation from Japanese to the US, and not just translate, but to write the ingredients and to write the way to use the product in a way that is compliant with the FDA regulation that are very, very strict. So I think this is a very, very big sales point of a product, that basically our products are ready to sell. You just need to import it and you put it on your shelf and it's ready to sell or in your store or whatever. So I think those are some of the benefits of our product. And as I say, and I would like to repeat it again, the main difference between our products and regular natto is the natto bacteria. Remember, the natto bacteria of the regular natto, almost all the natto bacteria is going to die in the stomach because of the gastric acid. But in our products, almost all the bacteria is going to survive the gastric acid, reach the intestine, and thrive. And it's a big difference for health purposes. Okay, that's all. Do you have any questions?
ありがとうございます。ジョバンニ様、今回はどのようなバイヤー様とコンタクトをお取りになりたいか教えていただけますか？
はい。What kind of customers is this product recommended for? Well, basically, it's a health-conscious product. So stores who are health-oriented, for example, like vegan stores, like, for example, specialty stores, for example, stores that are focused on selling natural and high-quality products, are a very good niche for the market. Something that I forget to mention is that the raw materials of our products are Japanese soybeans, and that's very, very important because we source the best available Japanese soybeans for our products. They are cultivated without chemicals, and also they are non-GMO Japanese soybeans, and we source of Japanese from a single farmers association. So we are not like mixing soybeans from the north and the south. No. We have a contract with a single farmers association who are sixth-generation farmers. What it means that those farmers have been growing soybeans for almost 200 years. So those are soybeans of the highest quality. And also they have perfect their cultivation, their farming methods. So they don't need to rely on chemicals. They just use water, sunlight, natural nutrients to grow the soybeans. And the most important thing is that they are non-GMOs. Something that many people don't know is that unfortunately, even in Japan, a lot of soy products are made with GMOs from soybeans imported from overseas, but our products are made with non-GMO soybeans, cleanly cultivated in Japan. So I think that part is very important because it talks a lot about the quality level of products, and that is the kind of subtle but very important quality features that we would like our customers could appreciate. And if a retailer or distributor in the US have access to this kind of customers, I think this is a product that is going to be very, very well appreciated for that kind of buyer. Buyers who are looking for natural products, buyers who are looking for kind of organic products, buyers who are looking for authentic products, and that's something very, very important. Like some companies lately are making natto products or natto powder products just because it's in fashion. I mean, it's trendy. I mean, it looks cool. So let's make natto something. There are that kind of companies. But what company has 70 years know-how in natto? So we have the 200 years of experience accumulated from our farmers, and we have 70 years of accumulated experience from our natto makers. So this is not just something to make money. This is really a product that we believe on, and this is something that we believe represents kind of the best food of Japan, and that's the way that we want to introduce it to overseas customers at the best that we have to offer, and we try to present it in the best available way. Not the reason because we went through the work to make all the research to prove that our products deliver real health benefits. Something else that I forgot to mention is that the natto capsules, to prove that if you take the natto capsules 2 months, there is going to be a real positive way in your microbiome. We made a study in Japan with 205 volunteers. The 205 people took our products for 2 months, and we checked using DNA sequencing technology which kind of natto bacteria increases, which kind of intestinal bacteria increase, and what could be the possible health benefits, the good outcomes of that. And we published a paper on an international journal called Nutrients. So I think that's a big milestone. That's something that I think not every company, not every natto company, and not every food company could say that we have a published scientific research paper on an international journal showing specifically that this product can do this. This is very, very important because something that many people don't know is that there are a lot of bacteria that can be used for making natto, even if it is natto bacteria, the Bacillus subtilis bar natto. There are a lot of strains, a lot of kinds. It's like we can say there are many kind of dogs. For example, golden retriever, the boxer, a bulldog. There are many kind of dogs. In the same way, there are a lot of natto bacteria, and every natto bacteria makes a different kind of natto. So our natto bacteria is trademarked in Japan. It's the Sonomono bacteria. So the results of our research, that paper, the video showing that the bacteria reach the intestinal life, those results can be applied only to the Sonomono bacteria. So if another natto company want to say that our products work in this and this way, well, they need to go through the same kind of research to prove that their bacteria do the same thing as our natto bacteria. Thank you.
Thank you so much.ジョバンニ様、ありがとうございました。